Hello friends, here we will talk about extended ER features. Here we will talk about specialization, generalization, attribute inheritance, generalization constraint, disjoint overlapping, okay, complete net constraints, total and partial, and aggregation. So practically we divide this into three videos. So in video 1 we will talk about all this, in video 2 we will talk about the constraint, various constraint, and in video 3 we will discuss about the aggregation. Now what is specialization? Now the process of designating subgroupings within an entity set is called specialization. Okay. Now a subset of entities within an entity set may have attributes that are not shared by all the entities in the entity set. So when should we use this specialization? When the attributes are not common. Now we can see one simple example. Suppose there is one table. Okay. Now in this particular table, you just see few informations are there. The informations are, say, person ID, name, address, date of birth, qualification, date of joining, and purchase amount. Now person ID 1, 2, 3, 4, name Rajnikant, Mahesh Babu, Mohanlal, Joseph Vijay, and addresses are A1, A2, A3, A4, all are from Chennai, and date of birth, these are the date of births, and qualification DSc, okay, PhD. But here in Mahesh Babu and Joseph V, we don't have the qualification. Now date of joining 1975, 1978, but here in these two cases we don't have any date of joining. Purchase amount, here person ID 1 it is null, nothing is there, and 3 it is dash. Now see, assume dash is nothing but our null. That means what we have means what there is that means what all the attributes are not shared. Okay, so all the attributes are not shared by all the entities. So that means what it will be better if you divide into, say, two parts. Now suppose if you divide like this way, say person ID, name, address, and date of birth. Now this is what one information. Now this particular part of the information, now all the informations are there, okay, in this part. So that means what if you keep this part as a separate entity set, that means what, say person ID 1, 2, 3, 4, name Rajnikant, Mahesh Babu, okay, Mohanlal, and Joseph Vijay, address say A1, A2, A3, and A4, and the date of births are there. So you have to copy this particular date of birth. Now say this is one table. Now what you can see, we can divide now here. That means what we have a two sets of information, persons are there. We can say employee as well as the customer. Now that means what if we put the employee table, okay, say this is the name of the table, say person, here say person, okay. Now here date of births are there. Now employee, if it is employee, that means what employee ID must be there, okay, and here we have to put the qualification, and we have to put the joining, date of joining. Are you getting? So employee ID say E1, employee ID say E2, qualification DSc, PhD, and date of joining 175 and 1978. This is what our the employee table. And here there must be another table, that is what customer table. Now in this particular table, customer ID, okay, and the purchase amount is there. Say customer ID C1 and C2, and purchase amount say 10,000 and 50,000. Are you getting this one? So this particular information, divide this into three. If you divide this into three position, that means what unnecessary we avoid unnecessary null values here. That means what the question is how we represent in ER diagram. So that we represent it in the ER diagram using the extended ER feature. Okay. So in specialization, we subgroup the entity sets based on the specialization. Okay. Person, this is what it is our main say entity which is common. Now person is a employee, okay, and person is a customer. Are you getting this one? Now this employee ID is what? Employee ID will be the primary key as well as foreign key of this particular person ID. Okay, and here customer ID is what? Is the primary key as well as the foreign key of this particular from this particular table. So here that means what? In person the attributes are what? Person ID, name, address, okay, and date of birth. So we need all information for the customer person, but here we need employee ID, okay, employee ID and the qualification and date of joining for employee, and here we need customer ID and purchase amount. Here employee ID and customer ID are the primary key, person ID is a primary key, employee ID is a foreign key of the it's a foreign key that we fetch from this person ID, customer ID is a foreign key that we can fetch from the person ID. So this concept is called specialization. Okay, that means here we divide the whole table into three tables. So table 1, table 2, table 2. So this is what our person table, okay, this is what our employee table, and this is what our customer table. Now we can take another example. Say in this particular table, now person ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, name Amitabh Bachchan, Varun Kapoor, Varun Dhawan, Arjun Kapoor, Akshay Kumar and Arun Kumar. Now addresses say Mumbai, say qualification PhD, null, PhD, MSc, and specialization say computer science, DBMS, electronics, communication, okay. Now responsibility is nothing there, and clerk. Now here results are there, results or marks are there. So null, so dash means null, okay, null, and departments are given. That means what? Here few things are common, very common. Here this particular part, it's very common. So we put in a single table, but here you can say PhD, MSc. That means they are the employee, okay, and marks are there. That means they both are the student. Are you getting this one? So that means what? We have to divide like this way. Say person must be there. Say person, okay. So it is what? It is now a person is there. Here we have to put the person ID, okay, name and address. It is common for all. Now here qualifications are there only for the employee. That means what? So that means what? Employee and students are there. So we can divide this like this way. Say person is a employee and he is a student. So if it is an employee, that means what? Employee ID must be there, okay, and qualifications are there, and say only these two things are there. And if it is a student, that means what? Roll number must be there. Are you getting this one? And say result. Okay, now see employee, that means now here divide this employee portion into two portions. Say specialization, computer science, electronics. Now here clerk is there. That means what? Further we divide this into two parts. It is called faculty or teaching staff, faculty, and non-teaching staff. Non-teaching staff. Okay, so definitely employee ID is there, okay, and we can say specialization is there, and here the attribute responsibility is there, and definitely employee ID must be there. Okay, so to define the database design, we may use the specialization repeatedly. and we can say this is nothing but our higher level entity, and it is also called superclass. It is also called the superclass. Okay, you can put another color. Say we may it is a superclass. Under this superclass, now these two subclasses are there, so these are called the subclass of the superclass person. Now further we can refine it. Now this is a superclass. If it is a superclass, these two are the subclass. Okay, so we can move from, so we are here in specialization, we move from higher level entity set to lower level entity set. Are you getting this one? Now that means what? Here how many tables are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables are there. So a table name is say person. The attribute are what? Person ID, name, address. Okay, person ID is a primary key, person ID, name, address. So it is a common for all. Next is what? Employee and student. Now what we can do in employee part, we may write employee ID, okay, qualification, only qualification, these two information only, and faculty is another. Here we have to put employee ID and specialization, and non-teaching staff another table. Here employee ID and responsibility. So here we break this table into 4 tables. Now if you break this table into 4 tables, what we can see, we can remove unnecessary null values. That means we are saving the memory space. Are you getting this one? So here employee is a primary key as well as the foreign key of this. This is a primary key as well as foreign key. This is a primary key as well as foreign key. Okay. So in specialization, we emphasize on the difference among the entities. Okay. So difference between employee and student, difference between faculty and non-teaching staff, and so on. Next we will talk about the generalization. Okay. Now in generalization, the commonality among the entities can be expressed by generalization, and multiple entity sets are synthesized into a higher level entity set on the basis of common features. Okay, are you getting this one? Now we can see here, now two entities are there, employees entity sets are there, employee entity set and student entity set. Now if you can see this here, say qualification, employee ID, name, address, date of birth is there. In student, we see roll number, name, address, date of birth and fees are there. Now here we can see one thing, these three are common. Okay, now these three are common. That means what we can take, so that means repetition of this particular attribute. Now an employee may be the student, a student may be an employee. Okay, now that means what? Here we have to store the information repeatedly. What we can do, we may apply the generalization. That means what? We have a employee table and we have a student table. So here employee, the difference is what? Employee ID and qualification. Okay, employee ID and qualification. And here the difference is what? Roll number and fees. Roll number is there and fees are there. But the common thing is what? Here we apply generalization. That means what? There must be another table which will be the higher level entity set. So that is what? Person. So person is a employee and student. And common attributes are what? Name, address, date of birth. That means here we have to put the name, address and date of birth. Definitely if it is a table, there must be one primary key. Say we can write person ID. So person ID is a primary key, employee ID is a primary key and roll number is a primary key. So employee ID is what? It is a primary key as well as foreign key. Roll number is a primary key as well as the foreign key. That means here what we are doing, we are identify the commonality. Okay, commonality between the entity sets, among the entity sets, and then define the higher level entity set based on the commonality. Okay, So that means here 3 tables are there. Okay, so in table person, the informations for what? Person ID, okay, name, address and date of birth. Here in employee table, employee ID and qualification only. And here in student table, here roll number and fees are there. Are you getting this one? Now suppose we need to know the name and address of this particular student. So what we can do? We just merge these two tables, apply natural join in between these two tables, and from this particular join we can get name, address, date of birth of this particular student. Now similarly, we need to know the name and address of this particular faculty, of this particular employee. Okay, so that means what? What we can do? We may merge these two tables, person and employee, and we can get the information of the name and address of this particular employee. Are you getting this one? So same thing here we can apply in specialization also. So suppose non-teaching staff is there. Now suppose we need to know the qualification of this particular non-teaching staff. What we can do? We can merge employee as well as the non-teaching staff. If you merge these two, if you join these two tables, we can get the qualification of this particular employee ID. Now suppose we need the qualification as well as the name and address of this particular faculty. So what we can do? We have to join these three tables and we can get the name, address and qualification of this particular faculty. Are you getting this one? What is the difference between generalization? Okay, what is the difference between generalization and specialization? So generalization is the inverse of specialization. Okay, now specialization emphasizes differences among entities within the entities. And what about the generalization? It emphasizes commonality. Okay, commonality among the entities. And specialization, it emphasizes on difference. Okay, so it emphasizes on differences. So that means what? Specialization is what? It is a top-down approach. Okay, so one entity is there and divide this entity into say two entities, then divide these entities into say 2 entities and so on. This is what our specialization. And what about the generalization? Generalization is a bottom-up approach. That means what? Say we have an entity sets and from that entity set identify the common attribute and we identify a higher level entity. It is also called our superclass. Similarly, we have another set of entity sets. Okay, and we identify the commonality and identify the another superclass. Now from these two entity set we may identify the commonality and we can identify the another superclass. So this is what specialization is, what? Identify the differences and split the table into more tables. And what about the generalization? We merge the table and identify some more identify the common attributes and we can get another set of tables. Now if you see how many tables are there, table number 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 tables are there. In this case also 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 tables are there. Okay, so here we use specialization and generalization only for a designing purpose. Okay, and implementation is same for both the cases. Okay, the next concept is what? Attribute inheritance. Okay, you can see one thing, attribute inheritance, the attributes of the higher level entity set. So this is what our higher level entity set. Attribute of the higher level entity sets are inherited by the lower level entity sets. Okay, so this is what the lower level entity sets. A lower level entity set or subclass also inherits participation in which its higher level entity set participate. Now we can say say the two tables are there. Okay, now say faculty table and the student table. Here we can say the faculty table is there and here student table is there. Say faculty name F1, F2, F3, F4, name Raju, Kabir, Sanu and Kajol, address Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, qualifications are there, department D1, D2, D3, D1. Here student, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here name Raju, Kabir, Rani, Mona and Patil. Addresses are there, departments are there and marks are there. Now we can see Raju and Kabir. Raju and Kabir both are faculty as well as the student. Now here Raju qualification is M.Tech. Now Raju is doing PhD and Kabir his qualification is BSc and Kabir is doing MSc in the same college. So that means what? The question is here repetition of informations are there. Raju Mumbai M.Tech, okay, or Raju Mumbai Kabir Kolkata, Raju Mumbai Kabir Kolkata. That means what? What we can do? We can create one generalization, okay, based on this information. That means what? We have a faculty, we have a table faculty, okay, and here we have another table that is student. So both are what? Both are person. Both are person. Are you getting this one? Now here we can put the person ID as a primary key, name, okay, and address, as well as the department. Department is also common for all department. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So four attributes are common. Are you getting this one? No, not faculty, department. Now here if it is a faculty, so employee ID is there and the qualification is there. But if it is a student, roll number is there and the marks. Are you getting this one? Now you can say the attribute of the higher level entity sets are inherited by the lower level entity set. That means what? Faculty. Now if it is a faculty, now here that means what? The tables are what? Person. In this particular table, person ID is there, department is there, name is there and address is there. Similarly, if it is a faculty, here employee ID is there, qualification is there, and if it is a student, roll number is there and marks are there. Okay, now suppose we need to know the name of this particular faculty. So what we can do? We have to merge these two. We have to join this to apply join operation for person and faculty. From this we can get the name and address of this particular faculty. That means what? That faculty, that particular subclass inherit information from the person. Suppose student, I need to know the name, address and the department of this particular student. So how you can get? We have to merge these two tables. Okay, you have to merge these two tables. That means a student table inherits attribute information from the higher level, so from the superclass. Okay, now student can fetch information from the person. No need to store same thing in a separate table. Okay, here we just store the distinguishing attributes. We have to store, not the common things. So in this way, if you implement this one here, we can implement the database efficiently. Are you getting this one? We can reduce the redundancy. We can reduce the use of memory. We can reduce the use of memory space or wastage of memory space. Next, we'll talk about the rules of this one. A higher level entity set with attribute and relationship that apply for all of its lower level entity set. That means what? Now a high level entity set with attributes and relationship that apply for all of its lower level. That means what? Now if the high level entity set name, address, date of birth are there, that means it is applicable for both faculty as well as student. Now here the information of name, address and date of birth of faculties are there, as well as information of name, address, date of birth of the students are also there. So these are the attributes which are applicable for faculty as well as for student. Now suppose one table is there. Say this is for what? We can say department. Okay, say department is there. Okay, say person belongs to that particular department. Say it is n is to 1. Okay, so a person must be in a single department. A department may have more than one person. That means what this relationship. Okay, so this relationship is applicable for the lower level entity also. Now that means what? There is a relationship between faculty and department. There is a relationship between student and department. Are you getting this one? So, but suppose here there is one relationship. Say this one. Say here it is marks is there. Okay, and result in relationship is a result in between student and marks. Okay, here say subject id is there. Okay, year is there, semester is there, like this. Some informations are there. Now here this relationship is not applicable for the faculty or the all person. It is only applicable to the student. Now if it is a student, if you break this into two part, say UG student and the PG student, that means what? Now we can say it is a relationship. That means what? This relationship is applicable for both UG as well as PG. Are you getting this one? So the high level entity set, it is applicable for the lower level entity set, but the reverse is not true. So the department, this relationship is applicable for faculty as well as student, but this particular relationship is not dependent on, it is not applicable for the faculty or the all person. But since it is a superclass of these two subclass, now this relationship is applicable for both UG and PG. Okay. Next you can say the lower level entity set with distinctive features that apply only within a particular lower level entity set. Now suppose here it is marks. Now this marks is applicable for only this particular entity, not this particular entity. Are you getting this one? Now suppose here another one attribute is there, say name of the thesis, title of the thesis. Now this particular attribute is only applicable for this particular entity set. It is not applicable to this particular entity set. That is meaning of lower level entity set with distinctive features that apply only within a particular lower level entity set. Are you getting this one? And that is the end of this particular video. In the next video, we will talk about the constraint on generalization. Thank you very much.